Welcome to another live session at the Blunt Lab.
79 Days Till Rockville. I appreciate that soundtrack there.
What's up, guys?
Yes. I'm joined by my brothers Gabe, Sean, Rick, and Marcus. What's going on, fellas?
What's up,
y'all? Every time I come on here, the music's a little bit weirder. I love it.
She loves doing that. She certainly loves doing it. It's a surprise.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining whoever's listening live. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and please participate. Yes. So before we jump into the heart of things, I just wanted to get I guess some of the heavy shit out the way, if you will. So we haven't discussed Haiti in a while, so I have 2 short clips just to give everyone an idea of what's going on. Barbecue and his gang are still well, let's rotate on the first clip.
Barbecue got that staying power.
I don't know if you can hear the gunshots in the background. These guys have been invading cities out there and taking them over.
Seems like he's been in power for a while now.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to the United States. They're making sure he stays in power so that the country stays unstable. Now, the second clip I'm about to play, Barbecue and his gang. You know what? I'll just let the video kind of speak for itself. Go ahead and roll the second clip.
This story is a very tragic story. Eliana Telemac was living in the Kingscourt area, but yesterday,
a nice area.
Bitter end. What happened to Eliana was she was in a Kingscourt area which has been taken over by gangs recently. She was walking, holding her 2-month-old baby when she was approached by members of the gang Vivre Ensemble. They asked her what was the sex of the child. She said a male. They asked her to throw the baby in a fire. When she declined, they snatched the child out of her hand and threw the baby in a fire and told her to be on her way. As she left, she lost her mind. So she went to the police station where she went to sleep and she passed away in her sleep. Now, the crazy part about this was she was already dealing with a death, and that was her father 7 days prior.
Yeah.
This
story. So that's the kind of shit that's going on in Haiti right now.
Who is it?
Just a young lady on her way. You know, nobody famous. But those
I was going to say, I don't like the way that guy told stories, but it is a shame what's happening there.
Yeah. Like, they literally approached her, took her baby, tossed her baby in the fire, so she had to watch her baby die in that fire, burn alive.
Yeah, I can't even fathom that, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I don't even have kids, and, you know, I can tell you, I would set the world on fire.
I would set the world on fire for any of these.
Like,
just no. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
What kind of person can are you that you can actually do something like that?
You know, I've said it before, man. When I lived there, it was nothing for me to walk by like large piles of trash and see dead babies in it.
Really?
So, you know, again, this is nothing new. You know, again, the United States and France are to thank for this because of what Haiti has to offer. So, yeah, that's, you know, while everybody's talking about Diddy, you know, which everyone has a right to, because, again, going into the next story, everybody's talking about the next story. But, you know, just want to remind folks, this is the kind of shit going on in Haiti right now as we speak. And that gang's only getting bigger and more violent. Now, the next one, I didn't ask you guys to watch this documentary. I figured because, you know, everybody was familiar, especially you guys being in Florida. Shit, it's pretty much in your backyard. The Gabby, what's her last name? With a P?
Petito?
Petito? Yeah. 3-episode docuseries on Netflix. You guys are familiar with the story?
Yes.
I'm not.
Very weird, but they told us kind of what happened. They walked us through it. We didn't really know what was going on until we get these updates. And the updates were all very, very weird. But yeah, we're familiar with what they told us.
For Gabe, since you don't know, 22-year-old girl. I believe she's from. I know she was somewhere up north, but met a dude. He's from Florida. Long story short, this guy kind of isolates her. They go on a trip, living in a van, if you will, blogging their story. Like this dude, just by the look on his face, you can tell he was a scumbag.
Yeah, he seems scummy. And they interacted with the police like before everything happened. Like there's documented like video of them interacting with police officers and them questioning him, questioning her.
When you see body cam footage, because someone from like a witness had seen them arguing, him slapping her around and them driving off, so they call the cops. The cops pull him over. She's crying her eyes out, but she's taking the blame for all this. Trying to say, oh, I was hitting him, I was the aggressor, blah, blah, blah. They let her go in the now as they're talking amongst themselves, you can hear one cop saying, "Is like, hey man, I've seen the story where you let these people go and somebody ends up dead and blah blah blah. What do you guys want to do?" They're like, "We'll separate them for the night." They allowed her to go in the van, and they put him up in the hotel, as if granted, she did smack him, but in the end, my man basically killed her. Placed her body somewhere in a creek and went back home. His parents knew too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I was going to say is, for those of you who are parents and you're going to be a parent, your kid came home and said, "Hey, I just killed somebody. I need some help." Are you turning your back on your own kid?
Well, number one, no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Turn your back on them. No. There's always going to be like a pretext or like something going on with it. Now, look, I'm going to go ahead and just drop some knowledge real quick for you guys. I have a rule, right? Once I let you in the yard, I protect what's in the yard. Even if you wrong, right? I'm going to protect you. But because of that, it's also my job to put you in check when we get back to the yard. Like, yo, you just put us into a situation, blah, 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 blah. Now, when it comes to your child, you think about things a little bit differently. You always want to protect them. Part of protecting your children and some people's mindset is letting them deal with some certain consequences. So, this situation is kind of sensitive in that. If you make it black and white, simple. My child came to me and said, "Dad, I just killed this person." All right. I might ask why. I might figure out what we got to do, but I'm going to protect my child at all costs. You understand? So that snitching on your kids shit, it sits funny with me. I can't. How the fuck? What the fuck?
Like, as scumbaggish as it comes off. I know that's not a fucking word. For his parents to not cooperate and want to help, but that's their kid.
That's their child.
I get that, but I'm
and look, this.
If your child was Jeffrey Dahmer, are you protecting him or are you?
That's what I mean. There's context that has to get entered into it, Marcus.
But but it's still somebody's kid, though. You know what I'm saying? You have this love for your own that supersedes certain things, and you're gonna protect your kid.
That's true.
Look,
it is the
two sets of parents lost their kid in fucked up ways.
Yeah.
Now with this dude, like, after watching the series, I told the wife, I said, "Hey, when you hear how she died, how he killed her, strangulation, blunt force trauma to the head. That to me spells anger and a rage that hit him right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And look, we've all been there. Need to learn a little self-control. You know what I'm saying? Now, I believe, and this is me personally, and as soon as I said it, I go on TikTok and like a dozen other people are saying the same thing. I was telling my wife. Gabby was in touch with her ex-boyfriend via text and talking on the phone, according to this documentary. And there's phone records that prove it as well. I believe, I forget what that clown's name is. Was it Brian? Ryan? The last name's Laundry. That's easy to remember because, you know. But he was jealous of a relationship that she had with a female, which is why he chose to isolate her, hit the road, and take off. So now Gabby has intent on leaving this motherfucker. He walks in on her, chatting it up with the ex-boyfriend, strangles her to death. Maybe he hit her in the head and then started choking her out. Who knows what order he did it in, but I believe he found out she was talking to the ex, lost his temper, killed her, placed her body. Now, this particular story, too, got a whole lot of attention because, you know, everybody was saying because she's white, blonde-headed, blue-eyed. Because while they were looking for her, at least 10 other bodies were found.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like 10 other bodies were found. I wish I had written their names down, but I'm sorry. My apologies.
This was unrelated to the bodies they found were unrelated to this guy.
Yeah, unrelated.
Yeah. They just found a bunch more bodies in the area where they were looking.
But because they were black, brown, and yellow, they didn't get the amount of attention that, you know, little Gabby got, which was unfortunate. But, you know, it's sad, man. It's really sad. Now, I had something on TikTok that I wanted to show y'all that was going around. Like Mexico has their, I don't know if it's like a bachelorette type show. I don't know if this thing has been hitting everybody's feed. And again, I don't know how real some of these things are. But this dude was forced to watch his chick get banged out under the covers on a show. Apparently, he became a meme. His name is Montoya, and I guess they go to like it's an island that they go to. It's like a temptation island. These couples go to, and they get separated, and then they play single, you know, females on one side, single males on the other side. And I guess the idea is, you know, to not cheat on your spouse. Well, this chick witnessed her man get a lap dance from a girl, and she took it a notch up.
As they do.
But I mean, look, this happened under the covers and it's TV, so you never know how real this shit is.
Yeah, it could be staged.
But my man was sitting there crying and praying. I mean, my man's become a meme. I'm surprised it hasn't hit you. But we were having some issues with TikTok, so unfortunately, we're gonna have to. But it was like the worst thing ever. Can you imagine watching your chick? And I mean, the way my man was blowing her back out.
Why would anybody go on that show in the first place?
Yeah. Why watch it, man? Just get up and leave, bro. She's not yours anymore. She's the streets. It's all right. Just get up and leave. What are you supposed to do at that point?
I guess that's one way to find out, huh?
Man.
Yeah,
like
the best way.
I was like, the video is just terrible to watch, bro. It's like my man's holding on to her hair, and like,
and he sat there and watched it. Like, why?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Not only was he watching it, but the rest of the husbands were watching it too.
I'm saying, like, why put yourself through something like that once you see what's going
That's
on?
how you know. That's how you know it's probably scripted, staged.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You just peace out at that point, like,
because it ain't no fucking way. You've seen the show like Cheaters, right? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the motherfuckers will go off the chick. No, I could not watch. No way, not. In the,
like,
I mean, but at the same time, I'm also like, if my chick's gonna let herself like do that right there, I'm gonna walk away more than I'm gonna go over there and do some shit about it. Be like, oh, okay,
exactly.
cool. Thanks for
That's
the
where
lesson,
we at.
deuces.
Yeah, that's where we at.
He ran a mile to her side of the island,
Yeah, what the fuck? Like that shit. I don't know.
crying and praying. Like I don't want to laugh because, like, look, again, I don't know how real this is because it is TV.
Hey.
That's the way you're saying it, bro.
My thing is, like, I'll get real for a second, okay? Because having watched this, like, look, I've watched video of someone that I was with getting plowed. Now, granted, I didn't see this video till after we broke up.
Oh no, couldn't do it.
But it was brought to my attention that this was happening while we were together. So you can only imagine the rage. Like, bro, I told you, man. I had to go.
Well,
If I didn't go between the cocaine and the dark side of me, because again, we all know the dark side of me.
We'd be putting money on your books right now, not having a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I had to go. So when I saw this, and again, this is TV, so again, I couldn't. Now again, unlike his reaction, I didn't run a mile, and I wasn't praying and crying.
Yeah, that's crazy shit, dude. That's some sim shit right there. Like,
hey, look, I know you're asking God for help, but may He help you. May He help you with whatever you're going through, bro. But praying and crying and begging for this chick,
it's tough, man.
It's tough.
I just watched you get your back blowed out by somebody else. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
the voice of God says, "Man, the fuck up."
The way, like, she was getting banged by a dude who was wearing a Speedo before he got under the cups.
Right.
And then, like,
wow.
my man is holding the back of her skull and her hair, like, he's like, "You ain't going nowhere," and doing the Shannon Sharp, like the headboard, like the sounds that was going on in this video. Like, and my man is sitting there, like, and like the other husbands are behind him, like, they're like, man, I'm sorry, dude. If it's real, it's TV, it's a show.
It just sounds like they took his manhood, man.
Bro, the sound she was making, I'm thinking she don't make those kind of sounds when she's with him. Because, like, he was hurt. Like, See, me, when I saw the video, my personal video, I was angry. I wasn't hurt.
Here we
go. I love you so much. Look at this. Hey, look, he got his hamburger meat all hanging out. Looking on Miami.
What's he yelling at?
I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but it sounds.
Look at that Speedo. Look at that Speedo.
Saying that's what you want in your life.
Okay, it's translating. What's he saying? Please don't take that penis. Please don't take that penis.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah, he don't want to watch it.
Seeing you like this shorts or shorter than you like, dude.
He's calling her a piece of shit.
Ya no mierda.
Enjoy.
There it is. Oh, there it is. There, Marcus, don't laugh. You evil motherfucker. I'm hurting with this nigga right here, dude.
He hurting. He definitely hurting.
See the way he got his hands on his hips?
Holding his hands up.
You don't put it to backwards.
Okay, bro. This man straight bitch. She turned the.
Is Montoya
Antonio, run!
Is Montoya Spanish for forest? Because I can see forest.
Damn, he running fast, boy.
Yeah, he got speed, man.
Hell yeah, he took off. Look at him.
I'm hoping this video shows what happens under the sheets.
Get away from me, gay thoughts.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's calling out her name.
Okay, they didn't show what happened. Like, hey, look, folks.
Sucks for
there's
him.
other videos out there where I'm telling you, my man, and like
99 problems, but bitch ain't one.
Do people fuck under the sheets still? Is that still a thing?
It's that thing. that a thing? Unless you're like in public.
However it happens, bro. Under the seats, without sheets, on the on the table, whatever, man.
If you
That's
got
how
a
I know that shit. That,
toddler bed over on the other side of the room, sometimes you do got to use sheets to block the view. Okay, in case they wake
Well,
up.
that's what I'm
in that
saying. If you
case,
got eyes on you, yeah, I mean, it's respectable sometimes, but
But no, to your point,
if you ain't got eyes on you, ain't no need for sheets
and
or
Gabe,
clothes.
Gabe, I'm going to depend on you to kind of sort of decipher that, translate that. But it sounded to me, I don't know, didn't it seem fake? Did it seem like some soap opera shit?
It did seem soap opera-ish. Yes.
Okay.
But there are people that react just like that. So you can't say that it was fake, but it
Plus,
did look
dudes,
fake.
Spanish, they have a flair for the dramatic anyway.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's dramatics. So who knows what the truth is? But there are some people that do act like that, though.
Fair
They
enough.
can't deal with the pain. And I'm with you guys on just walking away, because
They didn't
in
walk.
the end, that's gonna drive you fucking crazy.
Yeah,
If
he's
you let
running
that, it
from
would drive
right-
you nuts.
I thought he was gonna go for a swim. Then he's like running to. And you see the way he was crying. You saw the way he had his hands on his hips. Now look.
Yeah.
I am an ally to all. I don't care. I don't care what side of the fence you're batting on. But apparently, the clap. Like, look, if y'all heard the way my man was clapping those cheeks, like if they had a clapper in there, those lights were turning on and off. Like it would have been a strobe light up in there, straight up.
Jeez.
The way she was howling at the moon, bro. It hurt. Like again, if it was real, I'm hurting with this dude.
Are they married?
I don't even
No,
know,
I
bro.
think they're just couples on that show, right?
Not anymore, I think.
Okay.
I mean,
the way he was running to her, he was probably gonna take her back. So.
Oh, he would definitely take her back.
Man, I mean, that's
But
after
that-
getting her
just
back
proves it.
blown out,
Relationships are
he would
just like
definitely take her back.
mhm.
relationships are just like they say in scriptures. You're there until you're dead to find someone better. I mean, look, marriage is different. Once you sign papers and say, boyfriend, girlfriend, sorry about his luck.
Oh well, looks like Men in Black have gotten Sean.
yeah, he was
You
breaking
might
up
not
pretty
see
bad.
him. Yeah, he was breaking up pretty bad too.
I didn't
So
want to
yeah,
laugh.
those are the
The way he
fly.
was saying
No.
You were
Oh, don't blame
describing
me.
it in a funny way. And then the visual of it was like, bro, you look crazy out here, man. What are you doing? She is getting beat to sleep right now. You just gotta walk away. Run the other way. Away.
Run the other
Bro,
direction.
Weird, sign me out like a mic drop. I didn't mean that.
Yeah, if it would have been
Okay.
me, you'd have seen me running too, but I wouldn't have been running towards the house they was at. I'd have been running to the helicopter to get off the island.
And here's the thing, though. He's on an island full of hot chicks on his side. So, like, look,
Right.
you're watching your wife or girlfriend or whatever she was to him getting plowed. Well, look, man, there's 2-3 other chicks. Why are you crying? Why are you praying? God has already provided you.
I
with
wouldn't
a
even
whole
been
bunch
on a
of
show like
ass.
that.
You got shown this is what it is. Like, go do what you gotta do.
Would you guys go on a show like that? I wouldn't.
No.
No.
Now, look,
Not with
it's not to
somebody
say
you
that
care
I'm
about.
insecure with my chick, but why would I even nah,
Now,
man.
if it's just some
I'm wearing a
fling or
Speedo
some,
because
if it's just like some chick that you know and y'all just fooling around, yeah. But somebody you
Yeah.
care about, no, absolutely.
I pop some ecstasy, snort a few lines. Yeah, we can go on an island and go on a show. But like now, back in the day, maybe.
I mean, show or not, that sounds like a good time. I mean,
Yeah, buddy. We do not advocate for
Yeah, if you're single.
Sign up.
If you're
What
single,
show is this?
Now, speaking of somebody who likes to spread the love around, and I guess like fuck, what the fuck is going on with Justin Tucker, man? Does he think are him and Deshaun Watson competing?
It's the same shit though. Like y'all think that this doesn't happen more regularly? You think that's the only two? Like they listen.
Oh, I know.
These are the two getting put on Front Street right now. Like,
because dude, while Bill Cosby was getting put on Front Street, what got put in the back burner, what was his name? Pretty light-skinned motherfucker. Darren Sharper. Darren Sharper was doing worse thing to chicks. And again, Bill Cosby, I think, as far as the charges go, I think only one, with the one chick, it was only like, but whatever. But Darren Sharper was doing horrible things.
Did you see that AI image of Bill Cosby as Rufio from Hook?
No,
No, that is.
I'll
You just
send it to you
derailed
guys
me.
in the chat.
it sounds bad though.
You just derailed me. Like, yeah, what? Like,
He's got
here's the thing.
the AI in his face onto Rufio, and he had the mohawk, and it's Bill Cosby's face, and it's like,
Oh God.
Yeah.
Like, look, Ben Roethlisberger was one of the dudes. You know, a lot of shit got swept under the rug. You only heard 2 stories about him. Who else got put out there?
well, because we were trying to have. But Al, you have to think about it like this, right? For a moment, look past the who's and look at the time periods and what we've got going on as a big picture. So when we're trying to like have a wholesome image, we're gonna sweep things like that under the rug. When we want to, like, what's been happening for the last decade is pretty much like they're trying to kill the dollar, kill the American strength and spirit and all of that, and make all of us not like America anymore. So now, like, it's like one of those things where, like, if your brother is a rapist, do you just like announce that at parties? Well, no. But if you wanted to make the family look bad, one of the first things you do at a party is announce your brother as a rapist. Do you understand? So when they're putting this shit in our face, there's a reason. Like, they've been trying to make them. They took wholesome things like Bill Cosby and Bob Saget, Miley Cyrus, you know, all of these wholesome imagey things, and make them now look tainted, and it kills the credibility of our nation because they want to make us an NWO.
Your Britney Spears is another one. That's a big one.
She's got to be a clone. Do you guys follow her on social media?
I had to stop because, like, dude, there was a time where I was madly in love with Britney Spears.
I was in love with Britney too until she got out of that fucking limo with no panties on with Paris, and I saw the bubble gum. And
Well,
and
she went through some. Yeah, she went through some shit, bro.
But
Hey,
see,
period in her life.
that's what I think. I think this whole like shit with the conservatory, and now what you're seeing now is them saying like, we will make you crazy if you try to fight us. And now they're this Brit. I don't. Dice argues with me about this kind of regularly. She thinks, no, this is just Britney being Britney. I'm like, no, bro. This is them killing the image of Britney. Like, they're putting her on Instagram, dancing around, pulling her panties down, titties out, doing all this shit and acting weird. And
if you look at the timeline, of when some of those things started too, hey man, Diddy's name gets tossed right in there.
Yes.
Certain things happen to her. And like, dude, it explains the Bieber thing. It explains Jaden Smith. It explains a lot. Where I'll admit that I was judgmental of Justin Bieber in the past. Jaden, he's still doing dumb shit. But again, when certain things happen to you, you can't help how you come out. And I'm with you, Rick. They took her out a long time ago. I don't think yeah.
That's not her. It's not the original Britney anyway.
But Justin Tucker, if you are out there getting extra massages that you're not supposed to be getting, you're gonna be in jail with Diddy.
Hey.
You're gonna be giving massages, homie.
No, the Browns will probably pick him up.
They probably will, and they'll probably offer him a max contract. What was that, Marcus?
And the Patriots owner, he got messed around with some.
He got too much money.
That was right here.
Too much money. That was right there in Florida.
Yeah, right down the street.
Everybody wants some happy ending.
Damn, right in your guys' backyard, huh?
Yeah, it was right there.
Everything happens in Florida, man. Everything happens in Florida, bro.
All the good stuff, anyway.
Hey, man, I heard that they call Florida the pedophile state of the world, of the United States.
Pimping.
Jesus.
Well, there's a certain area.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I mean, it's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere, like Ohio, Florida.
I thought Texas was the worst. I thought Texas was the worst when it came to human trafficking of underage girls. But Florida is just like, look, I always say this: Florida is if the United States is the melting pot, right? Because it is. Florida is the melting pot of the melting pot, which is why, like, when I go out and about, and I can see an entire state and be like, what the fuck? And it's because here we have everybody. We have such a taste of everything and everyone here. We have, there's little pockets of everything here. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So you're going to deal with everything here, but it happens everywhere. That's like calling West Virginia like the capital of incest. And you know what I mean? Like,
Alabama and Mississippi are right there, though.
right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
They're right there with them.
The thing with Florida is we're an experiment. Florida's an experiment.
You got that right. Experiment gone wrong too. Got monkeys with herpes running around. I mean, it's just. But moving on.
All right, let's go to happier things now.
Before we do go to happier things, someone asked me a question. I told them I would answer the question for them if they were listening tonight. They asked me, well, it started off with like, hey, man, it's okay to not be okay. Like, why do you pretend everything's fine? I told them, I said, you know what? It's a good question. I'll answer you if you promise to listen. So they're listening. So they answered their question. I was like, look, to answer your question, I'd rather fake a smile than explain a pain that no one will ever understand. It's just easier for me to do it that way. So I hope that answers your question. You want to talk later, we can talk. Now moving on.
Strength. Smile for the strength too, though. Like I don't have to smile about how I'm feeling or what I'm going through, but I can smile at the fact that I'm going through it and I'm surviving.
Amen, bro. Amen.
That's true.
Nah. Let's see. Justin Tucker. We covered that. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So Marcus.
Yep.
I will turn things over to you while I try to get the rest of this joint lit with the top 5.
Bet.
We need to get you a song for your top 5 shit.
That's true. It's been a minute since we've done one, and it sucks a little bit because I wish Matt was on for this because this is else. But I want to do the top 5 boxers. I didn't do it by weight class or divisions, any of that. And I mean, it's kind of subjective in the sense that there's boxers you've seen, there's ones you haven't. So I can understand why certain ones wouldn't be where they are. But I'll just do mine. I'm going to start it off with a completely biased pick. Errol Spence is on my top 5. That's my
is
guy.
he even really a boxer, though?
He's my guy, man. I'm going to have him on there.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Like an honorable mention. But I'm going to say Mike Tyson. No order. Take no order. Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Manny Pacquiao, Sugar Ray Robinson. And then that 5th one, I've been struggling with it. Could be Floyd, could be Canelo.
You would even, you know what? I'm gonna. You would even put Floyd in your top 5.
He's talking about Floyd's dad.
I mean, he did have some great wins early on, man. I mean, I know he became the Money Mayweather, and he stopped really fighting. But I mean, I don't care about the record. The record, especially in boxing, records don't necessarily matter as much because
fair enough.
Everybody takes L's.
Early on, Floyd was something to watch. It was just when it went to his head, like Conor.
Yeah, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was nice, man. He was actually throwing with people.
Except
then he got the money, and he was like, I'm just gonna slick punches with my shoulder, But yeah, that
Floyd will never make my top 20. Never.
You hate Floyd like you hate LeBron, man.
You know what? I don't hate. I don't hate LeBron. I want people to understand this. And you know what? It's a shame Matt's not here for this. All right. I don't hate LeBron.
You kind of hate LeBron.
I hate the comparison to the GOAT.
You're right.
There's no comparison. I don't hate LeBron.
Comparison.
Yeah. All right. And Floyd. Look, if I'm going to hand Floyd a championship or a gold medal, it's for being the greatest track star to ever grace the boxing ring. That is the only prize he will ever get from me.
Ooh, I forgot about Winky Wright. Winky Wright's on my list too. He's another one I think about.
You fucking mention Floyd and leave out a name like
Andre
that.
Ward. Andre Ward. Ward was like cut short though, like with the injuries and whatnot. Had he not been hurt and had the oh my goodness, screw those other people. Roy Jones Jr. I don't know how the hell Roy Jones Jr. wasn't my fifth. That's it. That's my five right there. The other four I said Roy Jones Jr. That's my five.
Oh, you just said Floyd to get me riled up. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Hey man,
You did that shit on purpose. No, I see what you did. I see what you did on it.
necessary, man. I gotta keep you on your toes, bro.
Fuck
keep you
Floyd.
on your toes.
I hear. I hear he's a nice guy, but you know what?
I mean,
I'm trying. You know what? I'm trying to be a good
50 Cent
Christian.
said that man can't read though, and like he never read that damn Harry Potter book, so I don't know, bro.
When you can, when you can throw hands and run around. I mean, I guess you don't need to know how to read.
I mean, he might have CTE and shit. He's been punched in his head for the last 30 years. Like his brain might not be like it might be scrambled eggs at this point, but because you notice a lot of these boxers, once they like stop boxing and you see them away from it, like they sound a little crazy, bro. Like some of their actions are crazy and the way they speak is like, yeah.
If you look at Riddick Bowe at the start of his career, and then after Andrew Galata like fouled him up, you see the difference.
It's like how many blows do they get to the head? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it does its damage.
So what about you, Gabe?
Yes, that's what I would say.
You know, it's funny, Marcus. You inside my head, but I got quite a number of the same ones. I got Manny Pacquiao. I got Muhammad Ali. I got Roy Jones Jr. also. I have Oscar de la Hoya.
Of course you would.
And I have Evander Holyfield.
That's legit.
Evander Holyfield. See, I think you starting to get me riled up too, Gabe.
Hey man, hey, not everybody could think the same way you do, though, man. I
Evander Holyfield.
I did.
Man, if I wasn't wearing booty shorts, I'd walk out of here right now.
Oh shit!
You know what?
Ain't nobody want to see that.
Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna judge. That's your guy.
We like who we like, brother.
Oscar's legit. That's legit. Oscar was a bad boy, man. And his time,
yeah, he was bad.
He was. Mm-hmm. I remember when he beat Sweet Pea Whitaker up, bro. That shit broke my heart. I was like,
you know, an old Sweet Pea.
Yeah, that's true. Oscar was nice though.
No, he was, but it's still an old Sweet Pea.
Mayweather decided when he fought him, like that was an older Oscar. Like he didn't want to fight Oscar in his prime because they could have made that match happen years before it did. Same thing with Pacquiao.
It should have. It should have.
No, it would have hurt boxing. It would have hurt boxing because in one of the
whooped his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. Oscar would have whooped his ass.
The early years. Yeah, for sure.
Rick, what about your five?
So like me, like I'm gonna base boxing off what I watched. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. What I've watched, what I've liked. Y'all know I'm a professional wrestling fan, have been since birth. A lot of my boxing time period that I really was into it was 80s, 90s, you know, like Rocky. I'm gonna start off with my number one. The best boxer I look forward to watching every single time. Couldn't wait. Mike motherfucking Tyson. There isn't a better boxer that I personally, because this is an opinion-based conversation. We're not saying who's the best. We're saying who's our top five. There has never been another boxer that I have enjoyed watching like I enjoyed watching Mike Tyson. There was just something about watching that man, knowing he was going to go in there and just Mike Tyson, number one. Period, point blank. I like George Foreman. Not necessarily the best fighter or, you know, the guy who's always going to be going for championships and whatnot, but he was very entertaining. So as a boxer, especially then, like, look, he came out with the fucking Foreman grill. Like, this guy, as a boxer, to me, was very entertaining. I liked watching Foreman fight. So he goes on that list. Durant was someone that I liked watching him fight as far as a technical boxer. Like pound for pound, Roberto was probably one of the best fighters to watch in a straight up boxing match, right? Just technical.
remember,
That's why I put him on that list. That's 3, right? Muhammad Ali, I think, is an inspiration, not just as a boxer. So, number 1, he was definitely in his prime. There wasn't a better boxer. And honestly, overall, if you had to give someone a GOAT award in boxing, he's going to be in that top 3 of them to have that conversation about. Muhammad Ali for sure. His message was absolutely fucking amazing. Sugar Ray Leonard. I watched a lot of his fights when I was younger. And he was someone that I enjoyed to watch. Kind of the same things, Roberto, where I liked in a technical aspect to watch him fight. It wasn't that it was entertaining. It was he knew how to box, and you could appreciate the way that he was as technical as he was. And my number 5, I'm going to give it to Butterbean.
Yeah.
Oh, Butterbean.
Bro, Butterbean was killing people, man.
That was a freak truck right there.
It goes back to entertaining. Like, if I could put Rampage Jack, because Rampage wasn't a boxer, but I would put Rampage on that list for the same reason. Like, there ain't nobody I want to watch fight like Rampage,
That's true.
Well, hey, I'm going to go from 5 to 1.
Okay.
Ricky Hatton.
Oh, I forgot about Ricky Hatton.
Nate Robinson.
Sleep though. Like Ricky Hatton, like Mayweather put him on the
Nate
turnbuckle
Robinson.
and made him fly.
Nate
Did you say Nate
Robinson.
Robinson?
I'll just do Nate Robinson.
You just trolling now. You trolling.
Buster
You
Douglas.
Take it serious.
Buster Douglas.
Buster
Oh,
Douglas.
for real, man?
It'd be Mike.
No.
Peter McNeely.
Oh.
And my number one, Jake Paul.
Come on!
I think he is the greatest of all times.
That's like
And you talk about what we said to set you off.
That's such a good troll.
You know what?
Bro. That was good. You got
I'm just fucking with y'all. I'm just fucking with y'all.
That was good. You started with Ricky Hatton, and I was like, wait a minute, man.
Like,
we watched Pocket.
like, look, for me, the Ricky Hatton one should have set it off right there for you.
Yeah, that's what I was like. This ain't right. What's up?
Number 5 was kind of hard for me to pick because
that's true.
You know.
That was like 100-year-old Mike. He's like, Mike's got an AARP card, man.
Yo, if you saw how Jake and Logan were on the bus with Conor McGregor and how they were trying to beef up, that should tell you that all of this shit is the WWF, dog. It's all of it. All of it.
It is. It totally is, man.
Like to break it, like for me, it was between Tommy Hearns, Hagler, and Sugar Ray Leonard.
I forgot about Hagler.
And look, those 3 names are phenomenal. So I put Sugar Ray. Number 4, Bud Crawford, hands down, the guy. Now, the only reason why he's at number 4 is because he's still boxing. If we have this discussion later on, he's definitely going to move up in the list.
Or
number 3, never, because he's about to whoop Canelo's ass. Roy Jones Jr. Until Tarver got a hold of him, and what was it, Glenn Johnson? Yeah, those losses to those guys, those were kind of sick to see. But again, that's Roy going up and Wade later.
That's when he started rapping too. Like Roy started rapping. He was in music videos. He wasn't boxing. He wasn't taking it serious no more.
He was in the movies too.
Yeah, he was acting. He was in the Matrix, dog.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
And Manny Pacquiao, number 2. Because what Manny's accomplished in his career, and again, it's not because he's Filipino, it's because the man's a beast, hands down. My
Yep.
man is beating beasts.
Yeah.
Unlike Floyd Mayweather, didn't duck anybody. Everyone tried to say, oh, you know, he might be doping up. Hey, look, as long as he's been boxing, the way people have been getting caught left and right, if he was doping up, he'd have been caught. So let's just put that argument to rest. And of
He
course,
don't talk.
Muhammad
He
Ali.
don't talk shit either.
No, he just whoops your ass.
Yep. He just whips your ass.
Can you imagine a motherfucker who's 4'5"
He ain't
just
4'5".
landing like 20 punches on you, putting you to sleep before you could even get a punch off? The nigga's 4'5", bro.
Yeah, he's got that great combination of speed and power, though.
Oh, I remember when Manny Pacquiao just had a left hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then Freddie Roach got a hold of him. And then from that point on, it just like, dude. And of course, Muhammad Ali's number one.
Yeah.
Hands down. We don't even need to go too deep into discussion about that.
I'll give you some honorable mentions though. Lennox Lewis, and you brought
Yeah,
up,
you know,
Roy Jones Jr. was my other honorable, and you mentioned him.
Lennox, when may he rest in peace, when Emmanuel Stewart got a hold of him, he taught Lennox how to hide behind that jab.
Yeah.
And how to follow up, and the Klitschko brothers. Because if you remember, before Emmanuel got a hold of those fellas, if you were able to get to their chin and they went to sleep. Once Emmanuel Stewart got a hold of them, what happened? The Klitschko brothers became champs, longtime champs for that.
Yeah.
Lennox Lewis became a longtime champ. Here's why Mike Tyson isn't on my, and I love Mike Tyson. I am a humongous fan of Mike Tyson. He didn't beat the people he was supposed to beat.
He only lost 2 fights. Come on.
Evander
And
Holyfield,
he was going through some shit.
Lennox Lewis, and you know, yeah, and you shouldn't have lost to Buster Douglas. Even though you were going through some shit, you shouldn't have lost to Buster Douglas. Even though I know personally and technically he won that fight. Everyone can go back and watch. Yeah. Buster Douglas was given extra time. That's not me being bitter. I know I lost $1,500 that night. That's not the issue.
Walked Mike away. He walked Mike to the other end of the ring, and then started counting. Like Douglas was out for like 7 seconds on the mat before he even started counting. So
yeah, he lost fights that he shouldn't have. And again, guys like Lennox Lewis. Granted, yeah, you can say timing wise, you know, had Mike Tyson fought Evander, you know, before he went to jail, it might have been different. Had Mike Tyson fought Lennox before going to jail, it might have been different. But hey, it didn't. He still lost to him. So, you know, again, but I still love Mike. I love watching him put people to sleep.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Did you get to complete it, Marcus?
I've not finished it, but this is my fault though, because I swear I looked at the message, I saw the chat, I thought it was tomorrow. I was like, I got time to finish it tonight. That's on me. I know the gist of what's
to quote Al Pacino from Any Given Sunday. Today,
you're ashamed.
I'm ashamed to be a coach.
I know it. But I mean, we can discuss it. It's not.
Gabe, have you watched any of the Mr. Beast games?
I mean, hey, when Marcus was telling me he caught a few episodes. Did you get to finish it, Gabe?
Yeah, I finished it.
Now let me ask y'all a question. After watching these, you know, because Marcus said he wants to compete in the next season.
Yes. Yeah, we're winning.
I'm too old. I don't, you know.
Now we're winning, bro. Because I'm going in there. I'm gonna make everybody think I'm cool. I'm gonna be friendly with everybody, and I'm snaking because that's the way.
You can play the game 10 times, and if there's too many things that you don't have control of, getting down to the last 300 or so, like there's just so many things you don't have control over.
That's
full spoiler now. We're gonna give everything away. So if you haven't seen Mr. Beast, maybe now's the time to tune out. Hopefully you don't. But the gay community was not represented very well on this show.
How dare you?
And hey, we love gay people. I'm just saying the gays on this show were straight up scumbags. Straight up scumbag, especially the one that made it to the the top 8? Because what was
Which
he,
one?
the second person? I forget what the one who took what, like 650 grand.
The Spanish guy?
Mm.
Yeah,
Puerto Rican? Was he gay?
yeah.
I don't think he was gay. He was
Yeah.
married.
Well,
You
He's
guys
talking
don't pay
about his
attention, huh?
kids and blah blah blah. Maybe he
Okay.
was.
Did you guys hear how they made those kids? Why he's in debt?
How do you
500.
know
Yeah,
that?
he's gay.
Oh, I didn't catch that. So they
I didn't
they were
know
I
making.
didn't catch that either.
He said with the mortgage and everything, he was 530 grand
Yeah,
in
him
debt.
and his husband. Yeah, him
And
and
he
his
took
husband have
650.
kids.
Oh my
It's their
goodness.
sperm. It's their sperm. But you know, they're you know, again, we're
I
allies
can
to all.
definitely tell you, I don't hate him for what he did. He was he was there doing what he felt he needed to do.
Like at that
Everybody
No,
there,
look.
show, it was a dickhead move to do. And I know Gabe, you weren't on with us last week when we talked about this, but at the end of the day, like that was guaranteed bread for him.
And look,
yep,
I understand
yep,
what you guys are
absolutely.
saying. I understand what you guys are saying. Now, we all know Al is petty. We all know Al has a tendency to be a sore loser.
Right.
Now, in a game like this and in a situation like this, after what he did,
Only one person got more money than him.
like Mr. Beast, I'm hoping Mr. Beast had security up in there because, like, I'm putting the hands on homie.
Mm.
That show ends in violence. And I don't know that Mr. Beast, like, you know, his homeboys, you know, those niggas have never had a fight in their life.
Heck no.
So they're not breaking anything up. So I hope that they have security on that island. Because after I come out my little hut and I see that this motherfucker took all that money for himself, after all that was said,
that's
before,
what it comes down to, though. These people are strangers, man, and we don't know each other. And you've known this person a week or two, and it's like, oh, I love you so much.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, we're
I
gonna
love you
make
so
this
much.
pact. Like, screw all that. Now, like I said,
That's
when I was
everybody
talking
trying
to
to
you-
be cool.
Yeah, like Al, if it was like us as a family in there, oh, we've already discussed how we're gonna plan this out. So if somebody got to sacrifice here or there, we're all gonna be okay at the end.
We're
Like
all
this
good
is
at
some
the end.
random, it's some random people. Like, nah, man,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
that's
like screw people over intentionally, but if it comes to me bettering our situation, obviously
well,
that's
yeah,
the goal,
you know,
right?
that's essential.
Yeah.
And of course, because we're us, we're not going to engage in some of the conversations and some of the situations that some of these people are. Because, you know, look, for you to get an I love you out of me, man,
hey,
man.
and the scheming that the two brothers did,
Yeah, those
and
Middle
then
Eastern brothers.
and then publicized it. That's the thing. They publicized that shit. You think that if I'm scheming with you guys to do something else, that I'm gonna say, "Oh yeah, like, you know, we got her." No, I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying shit.
And again, that's a situation where you better hope that they escort me off the island real quick because, again, I'm a sore loser. I'm gonna put hands on you. Now, you know, hey, I understand this is a game.
Maybe you shouldn't go on a show like that then.
Hey, dog, because you know they're gonna need extra security.
It's gonna be a Homelander all over again.
They're gonna need extra security because I mean, look, boy, that chick, the wrestler chick that made it to the finals, she went in there going in thinking like, all right, you know, we've all been through certain situations, this, and that. I'm going there expecting you guys like, hey, look, everyone has problems, and I understand where you guys are coming from, but everyone has problems. That's a guaranteed 100 grand for every. And look, I know, hey, nobody told you to go into debt. If you couldn't have kids before, you needed to pay for that shit. Hey, look, man, you know, priorities, bro. You made choices that led to that. Everybody, you know, granted, sometimes people have unfortunate things happen. I understand. You know, shit. I understand unfortunate thing happens to everybody. But you literally took everything. And dude, we focus on him, but forget about the second dude, the white guy.
The second,
the tattoos,
he took his too. Yep.
Yeah, the convict.
The prison guy. I was like, oh, this guy's straight out of prison, and you know that You know, I think of, and let me throw this out there for you guys to finish this up with. I think a number of these people are plants.
And dude, I told you, I recognize. And dude, I'm terrible with names, but I'm really good with faces, and I recognize a lot of those. Like that, like the guy I thought that was going to take the million on the podium. The Italian dude that looked like the Baldwin brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he was going to take the money.
Listen. If I was either one, and that's what I was getting at, Gabe, too, before, since you weren't on with us last week for this discussion and you've seen it all the way through. Bro, you put me on that podium and I can take the million? Haha. Deuces.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you too.
I am not greedy. I don't need five.
If none of y'all hold up, if none of y'all on that on my team, that right, if and it didn't affect y'all whatsoever, I'm taking that $1 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm taking that. If you're on that team and it affects you, then I'm gonna be like, you know what? No, I can't do this.
If you guys are on that team and I take the million, we're all good.
Yeah.
like for real. Like now,
Hey,
like when dude took the 650, when dude took the 650, okay, was he doing what was in his best interest? That could probably be agreed upon. But at that point, since it was 10 of them, they should have all took the 100 grand. That's a different story because now we're down to the bottom 10 and now we're kind of all against each other anyway. But that shit back there when there's still half of the fucking people are left, take $1 million. Oh, I'm fucking gone. I don't need five. One's good.
Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at all the losers.
You get to stay, right? You stay and the rest of your team leaves. Oh, it'd been hard not to hit that. I would have waited. I wouldn't have taken it until it hit the million. Once it hit the million, oh, I'm hitting the button. I'm sorry. And I would, and you feel bad because they voted these people to be the captains, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm trying to win some money, bro.
I know, and the whole premise of that movie is everybody there trying to win the money. Everybody there trying to win the money. What are they there for?
Teammates. We ain't teammates.
Yeah. What are they there for?
Now, I want to say too,
it changes, Gabe, when it turns into the real. So this was basically like Squid Game's prequel, okay? But now when you go and you watch, when it's like, and we brought this up last week when we talked about it, life or death, it's different. I'm gonna think about things differently if it's life or death. But we're just talking about money, and now these other 25 people can't be in anymore. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm out. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? But life and death, it's a little different. I'm gonna do everything if we talked about last week. We would if we had four of us, we'd probably let the youngest one be the one who lasts the longest alive, kind of thing, because the rest of us have lived lives and this, that, and the third. That changes the psychology. But on the level of it just being a fucking game show where it's just about money, fuck that. I'm taking my money and I'm out.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, man, would you compete, Gabe?
Would you do it, Gabe?
I think I would. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull a fucking truck, but all the other stuff I could probably do.
I know Marcus said, now look, if you guys want to compete, we can reach out to MrBeast.
Oh, we could all try to get in. I'm about it. I think next round that they have tryouts, we should try.
Yeah.
You guys have to wear Blunt Lab shirts at all times.
A what?
Blunt Lab shirts.
We can't give ourselves away though. We gotta make sure we infiltrate other people.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know how far you've seen into it, Marcus, and this is a spoiler thing. I know Gabe and Al, you guys are going to recognize it, but you saw how they used that against them again later. They're like, "Oh, we've been watching you the whole time.
Yes,
we know who you're close to, so that's the person we're going to put."
Now you see, and it goes to the train tracks where she was trying to eliminate the right people,
right?
Because that was it that racist that eliminated 3 black girls?
Yeah,
his best friend, and then the mystery dummy. Like I knew it was her the whole time.
That was the thing I didn't want to give away last week was that ended up being her. Like, and and what's her name? She left her, and she got knocked out when they were in the last 10 of them. What was her? I can't think of her name now.
They did her dirty. They did her
She-
dirty.
She was the
That's
only.
right.
That's what. As soon as she went for chicks, fucking. Oh, that was it, bro. They were done.
Yeah, they did her dirty. And like when it got down to the final two, like I'm glad my man got the money for the cancer thing, you know, to help his son or
Yeah, if he
whatever.
was really doing what he's doing with the money, I'm glad he won.
Yeah. And with as much as he was saying I love you to the runner up, it's cool that Mr. Beast hooked her up with the $100 grand. And what she was trying to do to help homeless kids and homeless people, you know, that was a good thing too. So
So she made it. Okay. I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah,
I was actually
her.
surprised she didn't win.
That's
Hey, look, I was rooting for her to win.
Right.
Hey, but again, the backstory to him, like I had both of them won. And, you know, they both walked away with money, and she went in there doing the right thing the whole time,
all the way through.
Mhm.
Yeah,
all the way through from beginning.
She was competitive the entire time. She was fair the entire time. She was loyal the entire time. You know, she didn't take the million. Like,
nope.
I really thought
that
scripted.
would have been
was gonna
tough
be her.
not to take that mill. That would have been really tough.
And look, when you look into her eyes at the end there, you know she's like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because you could have got that mill and you stay in the game. You could still go get the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she walked away with it.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
I want to say, man, that game where they're in the cube with the handcuffs with those two brothers. Oh, all three of us are getting eliminated.
Yeah.
If it ain't gonna be one of y'all, I guess we're all going home. Screw that. They wouldn't
Hey,
have manipulated me into that now.
I have a question. Now they had a phone and they were able to get anything they wanted, right? Why didn't anybody ask for money
Well, I mean, they did.
on the phone when they were in the cubicle?
And that one. No, I thought you were talking about when they were on the top.
No,
So
when they
that's a
had to
good
eliminate
question.
one person had to be eliminated. Why didn't the person that was being eliminated ask for money?
Fair enough.
I mean, was that against the rules? I mean, I don't know.
He said anything you want.
They said anything you want. So actually, no, I wouldn't think it would be. You know, that's
Let me get a
actually
mill. Let me get.
Maybe they
1.5
weren't.
million.
Maybe he got away. Maybe he got away scot free with that one. With all the money he was giving away, maybe he got away scot free.
I
He
know.
provided him with whatever.
I definitely would ask for money if I'm gonna be taken out like that. You know, at least I want to go home with something.
Now, look, I will say this: for me to be able to compete and have to be around all those people, I don't know that I can do it. But if I have to do it, I'm going to need a lot of marijuana. A lot of marijuana.
Yeah, they were there for like a month, weren't they?
Yeah. I'm going to need, and you know, for them to climb that ladder to do that train thing, yeah, that's a no for me. I don't even climb a chair, so you can go fuck yourself with that shit. So there's certain things I know I wouldn't be able to do, but I don't know. I would like to see. I would love to see you guys compete, though.
I mean, it might be different games next year. You know.
Well, it's gonna evolve.
It's definitely gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same.
And think about it, bro. We could have 5 million.
Look at Survivor. 10 million could add 10 million.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll compete to like get you guys further ahead. So you know, maybe just to be a little, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Michael was saying I should compete with y'all. Yeah, you might do it. Hopefully, Mr. Beast and his people don't see this, so they don't know that don't know that we together.
That would be crazy if we all fucking go in there and we all get selected. That would be fucking. That would be some shit.
I hope they do see it because this is ratings right here, bro. Because they nobody else gonna know. We know.
Yeah.
We get people.
We don't have a million fake followers though.
Yeah, we could definitely make it interesting. I can tell you that.
You're damn right. You're damn right. I'm trying to remember if there was something else on that show. Well, nonetheless,
it is compelling though. It is a lot more compelling.
It's definitely worth the watch. Like, even if you're not really into that thing, because I'm not. I don't like, especially like I'm not really big. Like I've watched most of them, but I don't like Survivor. I've watched most of them, but I don't like Big Brother. I don't like these shows that are just based on like lie, deceit, manipulate, fuck each other over. I don't
and
enjoy it.
popularity.
I like this. I like the games part of it. So Survivor keeps me locked in because of the way they do the games and the strategy part of it. But all that manipulating and lying and being fake and shit, I wouldn't last a day because I just can't do it. I'm going to tell you how the fuck I feel right off rip. Like
Mm-hmm.
So
sure.
that's what I liked about this one. Like, but it's going to change. A few seasons deeper, they're going to get to the point where just like Survivor did, where they're going to realize the biggest and most important part is how good are you in manipulating everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I want to wrap things up. For those that haven't watched Mr. Beast, it is on Amazon Prime. I believe 8 or 10. Is it 8 or 10 episodes?
Oh,
I think it's 8. I think it's 8 episodes.
Right. Certainly worth a watch. And again, a lot of the things that Mr. Beast is doing, I think, is pretty awesome. I just hope there's no backstory. I just hope
Well, I think a lot of it is in his name. He's being used now as a figurehead. They're producers and everything else involved in this. It's not his money.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Pretty
But
good.
the kids love him. I can say that with having young kids, the young boys especially, they love him. He's a figurehead for them. He's an icon. He's a role model.
Right on. Well, hey, I know Marcus had reviewed Captain America with Anthony Mackie last week. I recently watched an Anthony Mackie movie on Max. Good old Clarence. Entitled Elevation. It's on Max.
Good flick.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a good flick. It's not bad.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, essentially, it's I guess post-apocalyptic, if you will.
Yeah. Call it that.
The creatures in this movie are called the Reapers. They essentially look like a cross between a scorpion and a grasshopper, but machine-like.
Ooh.
Yeah. But homegirl from Gotham, and she plays Deadpool's wife in the first one.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
she's in it. Anthony Mackie's in it, and the third girl, she kind of looks like she could be Florence Pugh's little sister. But I give it about 3 out of 5 blunts. It's not bad, and the way it ended, I expect a sequel.
Yeah.
I need closure.
It's on Max.
Yeah, it's on Max. It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
It's it isn't the greatest movie ever, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So it gets 3 out of 5 blunts for me. And again, because of the way it ended, I'm going to need the sequel. And I was disappointed to find out that I'm not going to get a third installment of the Army of the Dead series. Apparently, that's been canceled. So,
Oh wow.
Fucking Netflix. I get no closure, none whatsoever. But we appreciate everyone listening. Hugh, it was good hearing from you, buddy. We appreciate you listening. Everybody else, like, subscribe,
punk
share.
ass Eagles.
Congrats to your Eagles.
Yeah, fuck them Eagles, man. Fuck them. We still friends though, Hugh. I still got love for you, dog. But
Congrats to you, Hugh, but not the Eagles.
Yeah,
Congrats.
Yeah. But signing off. I'm Al, joined by my brothers Gabe, Rick, and Marcus. Peace.
Later.